Hello there, and thank you for tuning in. This video is for fans of the game and developers alike. This video is me presenting a few ideas I have for a better armor and helmet design. And before you turn off this video because you were expecting news or in-game footage, just watch it. It's very short. Think about what I'm saying. If you like it, share it with your friends and do all those video enhancing stuff, and maybe this video will eventually reach the developers. Also, leave your comments below. I'm curious to hear what everybody else thinks. So, one thing the game does really well is the variety between all the different weapons. That's why people are excited for the war bonds and all of those things. Whether they get it right the first time is a different story, and that's not for this video to discuss. It's still not a secret that all the variety in weapons make us excited as a community, because we want to choose our loadout so it matches each task. The CEO of Arrowhead has famously produced this tweet comparing transmogging armors to apples tasting like bacon, and I think this is brilliant. I really agree with this. There should not be transmogs in the game. Instead, the armors should, just like the weapons, be exciting to unlock because they provide different benefits for different loadouts. And that's what this video is about. Currently, the game has the distinction between light, medium and heavy armor. It's not groundbreaking. It's a system we know from other games, and it's trialed, tested. I think that works great. We should keep that in the game. I do have some different ideas for the heavy armor, how to improve them even more, because I think they need a little bit more, and just giving them more damage reduction wouldn't solve the problem with heavy armor. But light and medium armor, I think the difference between those two as it is perfect. But let's talk about the abilities the armors have. Light and medium armor, they're very alike. One is lighter, faster for that kind of mobile gameplay. The other one offers a little more protection. That's a good distinction. But when it comes to the abilities offered for the armor, I think the system could use a little tweak. I think the developers have slightly run themselves into a problem here. The first thing they've done is they've used two abilities. You see fortified, both giving reduction to recoil and resistance to explosive damage. That's two abilities in one, and then they had to find a unique name for that. They could have separated that up, making it easier to combine abilities without having to find unique names for those combined abilities. So I think breaking up these different abilities into two minor abilities would be much better. So I offer, that's what we do. We break them up into minor abilities and provide two passives for each armor. This obviously means that an ability like extra padding would have to be rebalanced, so it provides an armor bonus equal to, well, half the value it would be worth, so maybe 25 instead of 50. In the spirit of not making apples taste like bacon, let's use the two armors on screen as an example. To me, those two armors are mostly the same armor. One is just a light version, one is a heavy version. I would probably grant them an ability like this, extra pockets. As you can see, they're both carrying all kinds of equipment. That would give a little bit extra of all that good stuff we like to carry around. Then this also looks really much like standard equipment provided by Super Earth to its Helldivers out there in space. And to me, it looks quite armored, so I would probably provide the extra padding ability here. In this case, only granting it an additional 25 armor for that passive. So what about the heavy armors? Well, I just propose that instead of giving them two passives, we give them three passives. We keep them slow, we keep the armor difference and the stamina regen difference compared to the other armors as it is. We just provide them with three passives instead of two passives. So this This armor here could maybe be fortified, providing extra resistance to explosives. It definitely looks quite armored, so it should maybe also have extra padding. And then I envision that an armor like this could maybe provide some additional support for a soldier carrying weapons with a lot of recoil, making them easier to wield. I suggest a similar change for the helmets. The current system is that the helmets don't provide any additional bonuses. I suggest that we've just seen that an ability is worth roughly 25 armor, or whatever we find out an ability is worth in the end. So by taking away 25 of the helmet's armor, we could provide it an ability. This first example is now we have the standard helmet that doesn't provide any additional bonuses, and we have a helmet here with a battle scanner, and it works exactly like the battle scanner from the armor because it's been moved over here on the helmet as an ability. The next helmet here looks like it has something that helps you aim, so it has been provided with an aim assistant. I envision that could be a special scope you could toggle on as you toggle on other scopes, and it would be available to all weapons regardless either your primary or secondary weapon. And this is a list of the abilities I envision could be helmet passives. Pause the video if you want to read them. And here's a list of half the new armor passive that I suggest to include in the game. Notice that if there's an asterisk before the name of an ability, that ability is dependent on the ability just above it, meaning you need to have extra padding to get additional extra padding. But if you have those two abilities, you would get a total armor rating bonus of 50 instead of just 25. Pause the video if you want to read them. And here's another 16. Pause the video if you want to read them. The rest of the video just showcases what I envision all the armors in the existing war bonds would look like if they used my system, meaning I'm looking at the armors, seeing how they're designed, and then I'm putting an ability there that seems relevant to them. The way I've designed this is that all the war bonds, all the premium war bonds, will have one unique passive ability for their armors that is defining for that war bond, and the idea is then that passive ability doesn't exist outside of the war bond. It might show up in the superstore, but all the armors in that war bond will have that one passive ability in common.